everyone, welcome to a sweet and short, juicy little hip mobility routine that will help you find better ankle mobility, better range in your squats, but overall really help guide your body into better health just through movement. We're a culture that is sitting in chairs so much now that is actually affecting our physical and mental well-being. As many of you know, I work a lot with the nervous system, and when we're sitting in chairs, what's actually happening here is we're tightening the quads and the hamstrings, the hip flexors and the psoas, and then we're adding in phones, and we're actually training our bodies to feel unsafe. Our cranial nerve 11, which is our accessory nerve, which is our upper trapezius and our SCM muscle, they actually start to sort of roll inwards, and this action is communicating with our body that we actually don't feel safe. And when we're consistently in a hinge position in our hips, we're losing the functionality of the main movement of the hip joint, which is a ball and socket joint. So this is a really nice routine that you can do if you find you are sitting in chairs a lot or you don't do a lot of movement through your hips. It's also super playful and fun. It can escalate up to a handstand if that's what you're practicing, but give it a go. I'll show and offer a few different levels and variations. But it's a really nice thing to include in sort of your daily movement routine and a great way to warm up. So we're going to start in this 90-90 position with the right ankle outside the left quadricep, and we're just going to start to rotate the hips. Now, you don't have to have the hands off the ground like what I'm doing. You can actually support yourself with the hands behind. If your hips are really tight, I'm trying to keep my feet hip distance apart while I'm doing this. This is the start of the movement. You will start to slide around a little bit. This floor that I'm on is quite slippery, and it's a great floor for this movement. So before we go into the full movement, we're actually just going to stretch our piriformis out a little bit here. So just allowing a little bit of a fold over the knee, and you'll get a really nice stretch into the glutes by doing this. Now this might be more than enough for you, right? So if you're not used to doing a lot with your hips, then this would be perfect. Recommending about 3 minutes a day of just working into this rotational movement, internal, external rotations into the hips. All right, we're gonna start to add on a little bit. So what's gonna happen is this leg, which is my left, is just sort of going to swing around. We're going to open up into like a bit of a lunge. Then I'm going to bring the left leg back and then hip rotate. So as my knees fall to the left, my right leg is going to spin around into an internal rotation, come into sort of a short lunge, and then an external rotation to come back. So we hip swivel, left leg comes around, find a lunge. We're then going to bring the hip inwards and then find the hip swivel. So turn, right leg comes around, internal rotation, find that little low lunge, and then bringing the foot back. Now again, you can stay with this movement, or we can swing it around into a squat. Now I'll break that down a little bit for you. So as we're moving into this is a really nice movement to just continue, just think about keep turning. So I'm going to start with my left foot outside my right quad. Have a look first and then we'll give it a go. Right, so from here, basically what I'm doing is I'm gonna bring that right leg around and I'm gonna place the right foot down, keep turning and find myself into a squat position. From here, I'm then gonna drop my left knee down, open my right hip out to the right, and then come back to the hip swivel position. So my knees fall to the right now, left leg comes around and I find a squat. Right knee goes down, I then externally rotate that left hip and come back to this 90-90. So let's give it a go. We'll do 4 of these And of course, you can then give this a go in your own time. So we're gonna start with the right foot outside the left quad. All right, let's hip swivel, knees fall to the left. Right foot comes around, place the heel down, spin into a squat. Nice, from here, left knee goes down. We're gonna open the right hip and then come back to your 90-90. Knees fall to the right. Left leg comes around, keep spinning into squat. Right knee goes down. Left leg, we externally rotate and we come back. Let's go again. Knees fall to left. Right leg around, we squat. Left knee down, maybe you don't use your hands. Right leg goes and we swivel. Knees fall to right. Left knee around, squat. Right knee down. Left leg around. And we're back. Woo. So that's a really beautiful hip mobility routine that you can do. I'm going to show you what we can add on to this as we work into sort of more handstand practice as well. So let's show you where this is going. I'll create a bit more space. As always in these YouTube videos, make sure if you do go up in a handstand or any of these movements that your hamstrings are actually warm. I've been moving all morning, so I'm good to go into this. But as I said, just make sure your hamstrings have been warmed up if you do choose to come into the handstand. So if I'm moving into that handstand, I'm going to swivel. Again, same thing, it's exactly the same move. Bringing the legs around, I come into a squat. From this position, I can then lean in and kick up into a handstand, come back down. As I come down, I'm dropping the left knee down, pulling around and bringing back. So we bring the leg around, pull into squat, I set up for my handstand, or more L kick, come back down, drop the knee down, walk around. So it's a really cool little fun move that you can play around with. Again, it's not about sort of popping up into handstand, it's more a hip mobility one, but it can be really, really playful. Just to see where your hips can go in space. When we can move slow and investigate different spaces of the body and go like, oh, I can actually step here. Oh, that will open me up into a squat. Where does this go? And you play around with different movements of the body, exploring different spaces that the body can organically move into. So have fun. Life's about having fun, and it's about a body or a vehicle that can move well. Your hips and spine is a huge part of you and your nervous system. And when that's feeling good, we actually feel good up here as well. So let me know how you go with that. I'd love to know how you found it. And make sure, of course, you give it a bit of a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Thanks, everyone.